Hello, writers. This is my hastily prepared video lesson for you all. Today, you can probably hear my dog barking in the background. I'm at my house out near Shadow State Park, and we had a power failure on campus, and it's made it a little bit tricky in posting today's lesson. But anyway, I wanted to make up a little bit for what we've been missing in class this week. And so I'm going to present a series of these short videos. I'm using the screencast recorder to sort of help guide us through this. So let's just review a few things here. Okay, so I'm on the main page for our course, and the first thing I wanted to do was go over the schedule with everybody. It was a little bit unfortunate that we met online on Tuesday. I've been looking at your responses to the topic exercise, and I think that that's a good exercise, and I will be responding to those topic ideas that you've put forth in the forum as soon as I possibly can. But it would have been nice to meet in class and talk a little bit about more about project number 2. I'm going to put a video up today in today's lesson to try and go over that in the same way that we might have gone over it in class. So hopefully that will be acceptable. And then the other thing is that we need to talk about research and documentation. And so I'll put up another video where I go over some of the basics of doing research. That's all much easier to do in class, but so we're making the best out of the online tools that we can. So here we are on Thursday. I'm trying to post today's lesson, so we'll get that done as soon as possible. In today's lesson, you're being asked to basically review Chapter 9 and go over some of the concepts. And then I've taken the liberty of scheduling a reading or posting a reading for you. That's this short article, a fairly interesting article about the death cap mushroom. So it's kind of a sciencey nature article and a human interest article from the Atlantic that was in a recent issue or in their online site. And so I would ask you to read through this for today. Read through chapter 9. It's a short chapter. Basically, it's just covering the basics of research. It's called A World Larger Than Ourselves, and it shows through a vignette how Sean Prentice, one of the authors, put together his book asking a larger question about the nature writer Edward Abbey, and how he came up with this book project. And then they talk about the various types of research. It's just a very basic overview. And then I didn't really like the prompts at the end. They sort of take us down a direction that is a little bit more detailed than we need to go. So I'm asking you to think about the concepts of primary and secondary research and different types of research that we might do and evidence that we use in writing, and to read this Atlantic article that's kind of a report. It's more of this informative report. It's more in keeping with what I'm asking you to do for project number 2 than some of the other sample readings in the book. But we've done this before. We've looked at one of the chapters, the concepts in the chapters, and then looked at some of the readings in the back of our textbook, and then discussed those in the discussion forum. So that's what I'm asking you to do today. It's the only activity you need to do today. Read chapter 9. Read the short article in the Atlantic about the death cap mushroom. Then, once you've done that, respond to the forum exercise. The forum exercise asks you to think about the basic features of that article in relation to what we have in Chapter 9, what it says about research. Also, I would ask you to take a look at our own project number 2 handout, the little handout that I put together for our next writing project. And to sort of take a look at how the basic features for that assignment may or may not be reflected in this professionally published article about mushrooms. Remember, one of the videos I'm going to post for you today goes over that handout and goes over project number 2. So it probably would be useful to look at those items before completing this forum exercise. So that's basically it with the activities that are due for today. I'm going to go back to the schedule because there's something very important I need to discuss with you. I've changed the schedule a little bit for the week we come back from spring break. We're in a bit of a crunch here. I'm trying to get us through the second project and then have the balance of time for our third project. And I have to say that English 136, Eco-Composition, it's a new course, and so as you can probably tell, not all the kinks have been worked out yet. And so I'm trying to sort of get us back on track. And so the next time I teach this, I'll have a little bit better idea about how to position the assignments. We spent a little bit too much time on the first assignment. So now we're doing this report writing, and it is important that we focus on that. But we have this great opportunity on Tuesday when we come back. So I've had to completely redo the schedule. The schedule will now involve us meeting on Tuesday and Thursday of next week. It's the only way, and I'm sorry, the week that we come back from break. So Tuesday, March 12th, and Thursday, March 14th, when you come back from spring break, we're going to have a busy time. But on Tuesday, this will give you a little bit of breathing room. On Tuesday, we're going to have the author Ken Ilgunas. Now, we've looked at his website before. He's the guy that lived in his van, and you guys had some choice thoughts about the datedness of his website. But what I'm asking you to do is to click on his blog site, and he lists several published articles. And I want you to read one of those articles. He's got one, I lived in a van down by Duke University, that was published in Salon. He's got a more recent article in High Country News based on his new book, Our Right to Roam. He's got a couple of articles about walking through Ireland and in Europe. He's got some activist sort of articles, which we'll talk about in our chapter readings for Thursday of the week we come back. He's got all sorts of different types of writing. They fit in quite well with the topic we're in. This informative, activist, environmental, nature type writing. He's kind of writing in all those forms. So I think it's a great opportunity to take a look at one or two of these articles. Then we're going to meet the author. He's going to be on campus that Tuesday. And he originally was going to be on campus on Monday, and we've changed it up a little bit because of spring break. So this gives us this opportunity. So please make sure that you read one of those articles, and then we're going to meet with the author, and you'll have the opportunity to ask him questions about that. I do have, this is from my email, he sent me some promotional materials, and we're putting together a promotional packet and poster that will be distributed across campus. So you'll get an email about this, and we'll talk more about this. Well, we won't see each other before then, but in our online site, you will certainly get more of a promotion about this, because that night on Tuesday the 12th, he will be speaking in the Sando Center. He's our last distinguished author of the year for the series that we have, and you will be encouraged to go to that talk. It's at 7 o'clock in the Sando Center, and it will be for extra credit for our class, and I think it will be really interesting, so I'm really hoping that most of you will be able to attend. So this is some of the promotional material about Ken, and again, he writes very much in the arena that we're exploring in this class, so it's a really, really nice alignment of what we're doing. So that's just an overview of the class. I just wanted to make sure that we are on the same page as far as schedule. And then finally, let me tell you this. On March 4th, that's Monday, March 4th, you'll be on spring break. We report our midterm grades. I think they're due by noon or 5 p.m. So you will have official grades. They're official. They're just advisory. They don't have anything to do with your final grade for the semester. You can already view your grade by clicking on the gradebook function in our class. Unfortunately, this class has a lot of the grading has been deferred. I've been referring to the forum posts and the items in class. We've been reading each other's material, but I haven't assigned any points yet. So I will do my best to try and grade as much of the material in our class that we've already posted before the March 4th deadline for submitting midterm grades. And then you will have a midterm grade. I just want to make sure that you are aware of that, and that I will do my best to sort of update the grades as much as possible. If there are issues or concerns, I will reach out to you. All of the drafts that were submitted from active students in the course for project number 1 came through great. The files are in good shape, and I'll try and get those graded. If I can get those graded before your midterm grade, that's probably going to be the best indication of how you're doing in the course. So I'll make that a priority, but I just want to make you aware of that. And so be aware that midterm grades are posted by the 4th. Okay, that's it for this first video. 2 more coming. Stay tuned.